What's going on, everybody? I'm going to keep this short and sweet because there's a lot going on and nothing going on all at the same time. Politically, financially, whatever, the stuff I like to talk about here on the channel. I don't know if it's too early. I don't know if it's jumping the gun. And I saw a couple articles today talking about Trump's poll numbers, general sentiment about the government and things like that. And I wanted to ask anybody watching this, I've been saying it in the past in videos and things like that, but it's my personal position that it doesn't really matter who's in control of the government. Nothing really changes, even though Trump, I would say, is probably the most disruptive and whatever outsidery politician that there has been in a long time. What has changed? You tell me. My personal life, like, obviously it's anecdotal, it's just my personal experience, whatever. Maybe if you're one of these federal employees that have got laid off or fired, that would be a big change. I mean, I know at least one person in my own life that has experienced this. But, I mean, outside of that, what has really changed, if anything? Because my position has been, like I said, it doesn't matter who's in the president, obviously Congress, and there's big things that can happen in government that affect everybody's lives, but overall, there can be trends to the way politics go in the country. But even no matter how big the changes are, even with, we have Doge right now, we have supposed tax cuts coming. I couldn't even get around to it fast enough. The government was going to shut down, and then now it's not going to shut down. Nothing really changes. It's kind of on you. I think you can kind of just carve your life out however you want. I don't know. Like I said, I saw stuff with poll numbers, Trump's poll numbers maybe starting to dip now. Like, I think the headline on the one article was "The honeymoon period is over," blah, blah, blah. People always get excited for when the new person comes into power, new president is elected, and then what happens? I mean, I don't necessarily think anything terrible has happened. There's some good stuff that's happening. I think the Doge stuff overall is good in theory. I know it's getting held up in court left and right. Whether it all actually accumulates into something positive and actually manifests into reality, I don't know. It seems like there's definitely 200. I mean, what's the estimate's like 250,000 federal workers have been laid off at this point, or at least, or taking the buyouts and things like that. So that's a big deal. But in the grand scheme of a country of 300 and some odd million people, 250,000 jobs really isn't that much. It's drop in the bucket stuff. We're seeing federal spending be criticized and scrutinized. All great, but, and I'm not one to say, hey, it's only a drop in the bucket, so might as well not even do it. I think that's maybe the most idiotic point somebody can make when it comes to, like, federal government waste and reforming the government is like, it's not enough, so you might as well not even try. I don't think that's correct either, but I want to know what you guys think overall. Is Trump has claimed he's had a claimed he's had a mandate since he was elected because he won the popular vote and won all the major swing states pretty much. And I mean, I tend to agree. Normally Republicans don't pull that off. But what is he doing with the mandate? I mean, Doge is by far the biggest thing in my opinion. Like I said, these tax cuts, that would be huge, but it's not going to happen, man. I mean, you don't have a prayer of that happening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're supposedly proposing a $150,000, anybody who makes under 150 grand, no taxes, no federal income taxes. No shot that's going to happen. Because they originally said it as a political hype maneuver, whatever you want to call it. They're just trying to get people excited. And then they come out a little later and say, well, once we get the budget balanced. I appreciate the sentiment of everything Doge related and trying to get the federal spending in order, but I'll delete the YouTube channel if we get the federal budget balanced and we actually go into if we move somehow into a federal surplus and they start spending less than they bring in, like I said, I'll delete the YouTube channel. It's not going to happen. I think anybody who pays any attention to these kinds of things can admit that that's just not really in the cards? Do I wish that wasn't the case? Yes, but I mean, you can live in ignorant bliss, I guess, and imagine that's going to happen, but I really don't think it will. And I've been saying here on the channel that I don't think much of what Trump promised is actually going to come true anyway. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. It's not just, like I said, you can only do so much with executive order. He's still going to have to move through Congress and actually pass some laws, pass some bills, and get stuff done that way. The biggest stuff comes out of Congress. So if he can't line that up, a lot of the things he's proposing, promising, however you want to say it, it's just not going to happen. And that's reality. I've been saying, I think in the past I said maybe 25. If he gets, I think I said if he gets half of what he's proposing done, that would be a huge win. I still agree. I think a more realistic amount of stuff that he's proposing to get done would be probably like a quarter. He could probably get a quarter of what he's proposed. It's still a win. Like I said, if the outcome's positive, it's positive. If Doge trims the government and cuts some fat and makes things better for the everyday American, good. You tell me if you're feeling the impact yet, because, like I said, anecdotally, I don't really feel a difference. Prices aren't changing. I did see something about egg prices, since everybody's been all in a huff about egg prices. Supposedly, wholesale egg prices are down, like around 50% since January, which, yeah, that's a good thing. Get the egg prices down. Get the energy prices down. Get gas prices down. Home prices haven't decreased. Interest rates not really decreasing. Car prices not decreasing. Everyday essentials besides eggs, I don't think so. I haven't seen my grocery bill decrease. But I mean, like I said, I've talked about it also in the past. Like, the president doesn't control the grocery prices. Obviously, tariffs are going to have an impact on that. Speculation, all that kind of thing. You can get in the weeds if you want, but obviously there's influence being exerted by the president. That's what it is. That's fine. But overall, I mean, market improvement maybe. Which, hey, like I said, that's good. I'll take what I can get. But I don't know. You let me know if you think the honeymoon period is over. If the excitement is starting to wear off. We're on what, 2.5 months in? 2 months in? It's not really that long. And if the excitement's already dying down, I think it's kind of generally accepted Trump kind of has 2 years to get what he needs to get done right now. They have slim majority in the House and the Senate, and if you want to pass things, you got to get it done now. And if you don't, typically it seems historically, and I mean in the last couple elections that I've been alive for and actually been paying attention to, they lose Congress basically. Typically, at least one House, one portion of the Congress is lost, either Senate or Congress is lost in the midterm elections. And then have fun getting anything done, because you're not going to be able to get it passed. So we shall see. I mean, maybe they ramp things up. Maybe they start overachieving and pushing even harder to get the agenda moving. But I'm not really seeing a whole lot of progress. Whatever. We're gonna, I guess, supposedly, I just saw too, Ukraine and Russia, maybe a tentative ceasefire. Good news. What that means for you as a everyday American citizen, what that means for me, not much, I don't think, honestly. So positive for Ukraine, positive for the Russians, whatever. Like, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Drop a like on the video if you liked it. Like I said, there's not honestly a whole lot going on today, so more just talking. So hopefully we'll get back to the news. I think we got a Fed decision later this week, so that's important stuff, and we'll talk about that. If you didn't like it, dislike it, tell me why. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. And subscribe and come back. Making videos every day. Catch you then.